I can speak from my very brief experience. Parents always have the best intentions in mind for their children, but we can sometimes unwittingly be sabotaging their future. Our creative parenting expert, Nikki is here to discuss 7 common ways parents may be committing child sabotage. And that's from a brand new parenting report that she has just published. It sounds fascinating. Nikki, sabotage is a very strong word. Is this something we're doing intentionally?
Graham, no. I think every parent has the best intentions in the world for their children. We all absolutely love our children, and we will go to the ends of the earth for our children. But sometimes going to the ends of the earth for our children is preventing our children from growing and developing. And in a way, we are suffocating some of that growth and development because we're just piling on so much cotton wool and bubble wrap and whatever, because we really don't want our kids to experience pain and suffering and difficulty and frustration.
Because we've been through it.
Because we've been through it. And actually, if you think about it, some of the best lessons that you and I have learned in our lives have been learned at the feet of disappointment, pain and frustration. And if we don't let our children experience a little bit of that, they will be stunted.
I think the best parts of me actually come from those rough. My mom even calls it cut glass for the soul.
Oh,
where
wow.
You've got to grow
that's
yourself
even worse
through
than
these.
sabotage.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, she's a tough woman. But I think we've got to first look within ourselves as to why this often happens. We know we want unconditional love, or we experience unconditional love, but why do we then fall into this particular pitfall?
You know, I think we're so concerned and worried about what's going on in the world. We know that there are high standards out there that need to be met, that barriers to entry are getting higher and higher, there are fewer jobs, there's more competition, you know, all these things. And so we just want to give our children a push and the best platform, the best launch pad that we can. And we're forgetting that actually they are their best launch pad. And we need to secure that, strengthen that, empower that, so that they can go out and create their own success one day. We are not going to be there holding their hands forever.
Well, I think that was one of the big lessons I learned immediately, that they are separate from you. They are their own little person. No matter how little they are, they really are their own being. So let's get into some of the particulars here. Really interesting report that you've just now published. Just-in-time band-aid parenting. When we look at the first one of our forms of sabotage, what do you mean then? Because
we're so busy and so time-starved as families, we tend to just do the quick fix, not thinking about the fact that our children need wide and deep foundations, and we need to dig deep in those early years. We need to put lots of fertilizer and water and food in there for these children to grow. And so many children are growing up with no foundations, and when the winds of change come, they're going to be blown over. So we need to make the effort to dig deep
within ourselves and with them. We're going to get into more of these in just a moment. In fact, we've got 7 to get through this morning. Hugely interesting factors here, and we'll delve a little deeper into that. But thank you so much for releasing this report. As a new parent, I'm finding it hugely interesting myself, and I think there are a lot of parents out there who are suddenly having those light bulb moments. You might be sabotaging your child's future. It's not your fault, and it's certainly not too late. Join us for the second half of this discussion.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Earlier we spoke about the pitfalls of short-term parenting, having the wrong goal and teaching children to name, blame and shame others. In fact, a host of ways that we are sabotaging the development and growth of our beautiful children, and we are continuing that conversation around a very interesting report published by our creative parenting expert, Miss Nikki Bush. Nikki, thank you again for this report. Hugely interesting. Let's pick up where we left off immediately, getting into the ways that we are possibly sabotaging our children's lives. I think I mentioned there, teaching our children to become victims and blamers. What do you mean by that? Expand on that.
It's a very big thing right now. You know, with lawnmower parenting and bubble wrap parenting, when children make mistakes, when children do something wrong, they're not experiencing the consequences of their actions. Parents are trying to put all these little mistakes under the rug and move on very quickly, not giving children the opportunity to learn from mistakes. So that's very key.
One of our most important learning tools, and that kind of feeds into the next that you've listed here, not passing on the baton of responsibility to children.
This is a huge thing. Parents seem to be inclined to be slaves to their children today. And this revolves around basics like being around the house, the household chores, cooking, cleaning, closing curtains, feeding dogs. Parents are doing it all in the name of speed, in the name of efficiency, just to get it done. And then kids just sit on the couch and go, well, this is a cool life. But actually, we need to learn that we all have to put in effort to be part of a family, to be part of the togetherness.
Because obviously that pattern is going to remain with them for the rest of their lives.
And it's life skills that you're learning. There's a huge amount of confidence that we build up when we teach kids to do things for themselves.
So then let's look at the other side of that scale when we talk about trophy children, not just our trophies, yes, because they are all that, but becoming too achievement-driven. I mean, it's all about getting straight A's at school. It's all about being the captain of the first team.
That's
Talk about the trophy status.
So the trophy status is like a syndrome almost, that our children must be getting straight A's from about the age of 5 in preschool. And come primary school, they better be getting, 80s already. And we give children no latitude to practice learning how to be good at something, learning how to master something. And that takes time. You're not instantly good at something. You practice. Give children that privilege, that space and time to practice.
Let the passion ignite for that. They'll be so much better at it. Something that I really am already grappling with. How do you allow your child to make their own mistakes? I'm terrified about the pain that my little boy is going to face in the future.
This is a common one we're seeing at the moment in preschools. Because children are going to daycare and preschools very early on, they're not learning things like how to climb up and down stairs in their own homes. So they get to preschool and there's 2 little stairs and they've got to negotiate them, and they're going to slip and they're going to fall. And some parents are taking this to the extreme where they want to sue the school for the children slipping and falling. But how does a child learn how to master steps if they don't have the odd tumble here and there? That's a very basic example of what we're trying to say here.
To steal a quote from Batman, why do we fall? So that we can pick ourselves back up. I love that. And I think this is something that certainly in the sporting arena we see a lot. Parents living vicariously through their children. We want them to have or experience the things that we didn't have that were denied us.
That's right. So if you thought you were going to be the provincial cricket player and you weren't, you may have this dream for your little boy that he's going to do what you didn't do. On the other side of this coin, there's also this needing to give our children what we didn't have materialistically, that they must have XYZ education, or they must own certain things, have certain experiences that we were maybe denied, didn't have access to. And we're missing the point here. It's actually what children want is the togetherness and the belonging that comes in a family, whether you have or whether you don't have stuff. You are still the person they want to connect with most. This is what all the research tells us. They want your time, they want your attention, and they want this relationship that gives them safety and security, because off that base, they can go and conquer the world.
Oh, I love that. Just very quickly, where can we get the report to delve a little deeper?
Right, so it's on nikkibush.com. On the homepage, just press the download button, and you'll have it all there. And really, go and look at those 7 common mistakes and just know that we can all impact on our children every day by the choices that we make.
Oh, thank you. These chats always feel so self-indulgent for me. I know I'm getting some valuable insights here, but you yourself can do it as well. It's not too late. Don't be too hard on yourself. These are common mistakes, pitfalls that all parents do fall into, but we really can help in meaningful ways to shape our children, giving them the best possible platform to go and conquer the world, as Nikki says.